What's up, everybody? Derek Anderson, the DA, and Bob Chapek. It's easy. Just get rid of Kathleen, okay? Just get rid of Kathleen. It's that simple, okay? Lucasfilm and Kathleen Kennedy are really struggling to figure out franchise's movie future. No, it's just Kathleen, okay? Lucasfilm is just a bunch of people that work for Kathleen, okay, at this point. Kathleen needs to figure out how to get herself out the door and on to greener pastures, okay? Maybe she needs to retire. Maybe she needs to go into another line of work. Maybe she just needs to go back to doing what she was doing, which was producing films, which was probably okay. But head of studio, no. Get up out of here, okay? Just go back and do what you was doing. Head of studio isn't for you, okay? And look, there's nothing wrong with that, okay? I feel like people should just say, hey, that's my limit, okay? I can get to this level right here. I can't go up here, okay? I'm here, and that's fine, okay? Every man has to know his limitations, okay? Nothing wrong with that, all right? But it seems like Kathleen Kennedy is going to stick this thing out through thick, thin, whatever. She doesn't care, all right? And Star Wars is suffering from it. Let's go ahead and read. A new report has shed some light on what's happening with the Star Wars franchise on the big screen, and it sounds like Lucasfilm Kathleen Kennedy is ruffling a lot of feathers with her decisions. Now, I've already discussed this at length multiple times. I'll go ahead and link the video that I did mainly about Kathleen and Lucasfilm as a whole struggling to get it right. I'll go ahead and link that film above, and you guys check that out. But let's go ahead and read through this article. This is on the Sci-Fi Gazette. While Avatar: Way of Water is on the horizon, we're about to enter into another holiday season without Star Wars. Those movies arriving in theaters in time for Christmas had been something of a staple for the franchise since Disney took charge. But the last time we took a trip to a galaxy far, far away on the big screen was way back in December 2019. That was The Rise of Skywalker, which was absolute dog shit. Okay? Terrible movie, and they never should have made it. Since then, it's become apparent that Lucasfilm is struggling to figure out where to take Star Wars next. Patty Jenkins, you already know the Rogue Squadron film got canceled, okay? I did a video on that. I'll go ahead and link that one above as well. Only for the project to fall apart, no official word as to why. Widely touted trilogies from Rian Johnson and Game of Thrones showrunners have also failed to materialize. So what's the problem? And as usual, it's Kathleen Kennedy. We've said this for multiple years. We've been saying it for 5 or 6 years, okay? Star Wars fans have been saying this anyway. Even I said it. Even as I was trying to do all the apologetics and flipping over backwards to try to apologize for what's going on in the sequel trilogy, I said Kathleen Kennedy doesn't have her act together, okay? And I was hoping that she would find her place, maybe bring George in, okay? Get my brother George, bring him back in there and talk to him, okay? But that never happened, okay? And Kathleen just been trying to go it alone, and it's just not working, okay? And the #1 franchise, in my opinion, of all franchises, is just suffering because of it, okay? Get her out. It's that easy. Come on, Bob Chapek. It's the biggest no-brainer in the history of mankind. Kathleen Kennedy, as much as she might be a nice person, okay, she is not a good head of Lucasfilm. She's got to go, okay? You got to go, all right? And I don't wish anybody to get fired or let loose from their job, but Kathleen Kennedy got to get out of here, okay? She is not doing the job. They explained that the soonest we'll see another Star Wars movie is 2025. So look, I'm one of these cats, young dude, back in the 80s. I had to wait 16 years for a Star Wars film to develop, okay? 16 years, okay? A lot of you young cats don't know nothing about that, okay? Y'all only had to wait maybe a few years, okay? I had to wait 16 years for another Star Wars film to come about. And now I'm sitting up here looking like, hey, we should be having a Star Wars film every year. Every single year. And then they say, oh, the next project is this one by this J.J. Abrams hack, Damon Lindelof. Oh, man, it just pains me. It's just hurting me. It's just like you're ripping my heart out, man, like Molaron, man. Y'all just tearing my heart out. We recently learned about, but though nothing has been officially greenlit at this stage. In fact, Disney has even advised Kennedy to stop announcing projects and creative partners, lest the ravenous nerd press pounce when these projects don't actually happen, as is frequently the case with Lucasfilm. Yeah, don't announce nothing, okay? And you can say the ravenous nerd press all you want to, okay? But the people that's dropping the ball is your girl Kathleen. She's got to go, okay? Don't blame the nerd press because your girl can't get her job. I can't figure out what she's doing, okay? Don't blame the people that's just reporting on the stuff, okay? Oh, well, this type of thing happens in Hollywood. You have to be understanding. It seems like it happens like every other month with this lady, okay? She's gotta go. Insiders explain that a culture of fear and indecision around the next installment is a major issue, especially with Lucasfilm determined to get this next movie right after the disaster that was The Rise of Skywalker. Utter disaster, okay? One of the worst films I've ever watched, and it's a Star Wars film, something that is near and dear to me. It was an absolute train wreck, okay? Dumpster fire. And I can't believe they made that film. I still can't believe they made that film and let that film roll out, okay? And I remember I was at Celebration, man. I was at Celebration in Chicago cheering this thing on, man. Boy, did I feel stupid after I watched that film. I felt stupid, man. Like, oh my God, I can't believe I cheered this thing on in Chicago. Kennedy wants the next movie to be good, different from what we see on Disney Plus, but also kind of the same, and steered away from fan service. I think that, yes, you need to get away from fan service, okay? I've been saying this for, I don't know how long, 200 years into the future, okay? Get away from the Skywalker saga. Focus on new Jedis, maybe even some new Sith, or a different Force user, okay? Let's find some creative person that knows how to take the Force, make a Force user that's unique to the Jedi and the Sith, something different, okay? That's what I've been asking for. Let's start expanding the Star Wars universe. So far, all they've done is just play in this little 60 to 80 year window, and they haven't gone outside of that. That's most of Star Wars, all right? And I get it. That's what people fell in love with back in 77, and that's what people want to see, all right? But it's time to go beyond that. The fact that Kathleen Kennedy can't see that, she doesn't have the vision that is necessary to take Star Wars to the next level. It's time to get her out of here. Go, okay? Nothing against you, Kathleen. I'm sure you're a lovely person, but you got to get your ass out of here, okay? Because you're not doing anything for this particular franchise or this IP. However, it still needs to be rooted in what fans love about Star Wars, and the Lucasfilm president is asking an awful lot from her collaborators. It sounds like the studio is in something of a mess. No shit. With many now considering if Kennedy is the right person to continue steering the ship. She gotta go. She gotta go. She gotta get up out of there. She got to go. Okay? Nothing against her personally, but she's not the right person for the job. Yes, they found success on television, but Star Wars on the big screen remains trapped in limbo with no clear sign of that changing anytime or in the near future. Does Kevin Feige have time? I don't care if Kevin Feige has time or not, okay? Because honestly, Kevin Feige ain't doing that hot of a job right now with Marvel Phase 4, okay? He's just kind of spinning off of stuff that people have already made way long time ago, okay? Just, you know, kind of borrowing concepts that have been done in the comics, okay? What we need right now is original writers, original material, okay? I'm a big fan of Timothy Zahn. I would be interested to see, hey, Timothy, what would you do with Star Wars going forward, okay? And let's get Dave Filoni and Jon Favreau. Yeah, I know people kind of, you know, Dave Filoni is a big Ahsoka fan, man. Like, this guy can't seem to do nothing but Ahsoka stuff, but I would still trust him more than I would trust Kathleen Kennedy at this point to get this ship steered on track somewhat, all right? I think that Tales of the Jedi should have been used differently, okay? And I'll have a video on Tales of the Jedi because I got a lot of thoughts about that. I'll have a video on that soon, but I think Tales of the Jedi, if this was just something to kind of establish what they can do with Star Wars, I think what they need to do is just branch out. We need to see a whole bunch of different Jedi and a whole lot of different eras. Really expand the universe. Right now, Star Wars is stuck in a rut. Like in The Mandalorian, Favs is playing in that kind of TCW, you know, Rebels era. You know, he's kind of grabbing some of those characters and playing around with them in The Mandalorian, okay? That's cool, but that's still basic stuff. We've already seen that, okay? I think what we need to see is more of what Andor is doing, okay? Kind of taking what Star Wars material is already exists, all right? But then expanding that into something different, all right? That's where Star Wars needs to go. Kathleen Kennedy ain't going to get this done, okay? I'm sorry. Kathleen Kennedy is not going to get this done. This is danger zone for Star Wars. I hope they get this thing figured out. Anyway, folks, what do you think about this situation with Kathleen Kennedy with Star Wars? Seems like every other week we're hearing something negative about the Star Wars universe and where it's at right now. Even though we have great material out right now, I think Tales of the Jedi is fine. I'm absolutely loving what Andor is doing. But overall, in the future, 3 or 4 or 5 years down the line, I don't know what Star Wars is going to look like. I don't know if they're ever going to go back to the films and get the films right. Okay, that is vital for Star Wars, to get the films right. All right, Mandalorian and all that kind of stuff is great, but you got to get the films right. Go ahead, folks. Let me know what you think in the comments below. And thanks for watching. See you next time.